The multi-sections solid features main aim is to blend the component in such a way that where if we have irregular cross sections. So let us go for the options here. So try to make a solid sections with equal number of vertices. We try to make a model with a solid circular cross sections with a polygon, and a solid section along with a spine, and a solid feature along with the guides. Okay? So let us go for first this multi-section solid section with equal number of vertices. With equal number of vertices that has been not included here. So equal number of vertices. So for example, equal number of vertices. You have an rectangle block here, which has an different dimensions. Okay, different dimensions. So now this is one rectangle. This is what section 1. So we have another one, section 2. Right. So once you drawn those two sections, you can go for making the model. Vinod Utigi. Vinod Utigi. So that's what first section. So if you have an component of rectangular cross sections here. So suppose if it is an equal, then you can go for using a draft option. Okay? You can go for draft option. Suppose if you have a different here, so that means instead of an symmetry, if you have an symmetry, then you need to go for multi sections. Okay. So now let us go for this as a section 1, and this is section 2. Right. Let us see how we can model this one. So now for this one, you need to create a separate plane, because the how much distance it has been need to protrude, okay, or need to extrude. So now I will delete this one. Okay. Now I'll go for the reference elements here. I'll select a plane. I'll just select one plane for reference purpose. I'm just going to make an offset at a distance of 100. Now first you need to draw sketches here. Now go for sketch. Now select one YZ plane. Okay. So let us go for drawing the sketch. I have a rectangle. Now exit. Okay. go for another one sketch. Now you need to select the plane where you have offsetted it. Okay, so let us select this one, use fit option. Now you draw one rectangle here. Okay, now you exit. Now let us go for multi-section solids. Okay. Now we have two tabs here. One is the selection of the sections. Another one is how you can control the connectivity. Now here I'll select this as my first section. Okay, and this is my second section. Now you must take a care here. That is what the closing points. You must take a care closing points. Now this closing point should be same on a one line. Okay, as well as their directions. Now you have a direction here. It is the same. You have a direction. It is the same. Now if the closing points are different, now you just right click on these closing points here, then you go for remove closing point, then you go for adding. Now I remove a closing point here. Okay, now I'll right click, I'll go for create a closing point. Now I'll click here. Okay, now direction has to be same, then you say okay. Okay, then you just say preview, just to say preview. If the closing points are at a different locations, make them as in a collinear manner, in a same line. Then only you will get a required sections. Otherwise, you need to repeat it again and again. Okay? Now, this is what using equal points. Using equal points. Next, one more case. One more case is what? The multi-section solids with unequal number of vertices. Let us take an example. Now on one surface you have a triangular shape, on another surface you have a rectangle. You have a rectangle.
ಅದು ಕೊರೋನಾ ಬಂದಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಬೇರೆದವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ.
Salim Nadaf. So now this is one case. So another one case, as I said, if you have a triangular shape on one side and rectangle portion on one side, so then if you want to join this one, or if you want to make a model of this one, okay, so let us here. Okay, now in this case what happens, if you want to make a model of such things, now this is what it is, a section. Okay, let us take this as a 1. This is section 2. Okay, now these joints or these lines will become a couplings here. Okay, these lines will become a couplings. Now you need to model, that means you need to draw these two couplings by joining option there. How many couplings you will get? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you look over the vertices, this is what one vertex here, another vertex is here, another vertex is here. Okay. Similarly here also. So you will get 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Now let us go for modeling of such type of components. Okay. So now we'll go for again a sketch here. So now we'll draw an triangle here. We'll exit. Okay. So let us go for multi-section here again. Okay. So now we'll select this as a first section, this as a second section. So now you just observe here. Closing point 1 is here, 1 is here. Okay. It's right. The required one diagonal or one line is it is the right. Okay. So next you need to go for adding couplings here. Okay. Adding couplings. Okay. Just click here. Okay. Go for add. Now select one point here and another point here. Okay. Again you click here on coupling. Then you go for add. Click one point here and another point here. Okay. Next go for coupling again. Okay. You just add. Now select this bottom point and this point. Okay. Next one more coupling because you need a 4 coupling here. Just click on add. Now just preview. Okay. Now this is how we can go for modeling of the multi-section models. So when you have an unequal number of vertices. Okay. Right. The next bit. The next one is what the solid circular cross section with a polygon. Okay. Solid section, making a solid section with a circular cross section with a polygon. Let us look out here. So now on base I have an rectangle here. Okay. On top surface it is a circular shape. Now I need to model it. Now I need to model it. Now here, now section is 1. Let us go for section 1. This is what section 2. Okay. This is what section 2. So again you need to provide some reference points here. Again you need to provide some reference points. So reference points means now how many vertices you have one plane or one section, the same vertices must be on another. Now if you consider here, if you have a one vertex or point here, you have 4 points, that is what control points. Okay. Similarly, we need to get a 4 points here, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point and 4 point. Okay. Then you need to join those. Okay. So now for this one, the connectivity has to be of an ratio, okay, because you have to get the same ratios on both cross sections. Okay. Now I'll go for modeling here. Start, mechanical design, part design. Okay. Now select a plane. Now we'll select this top plane. We'll just place. I'll say okay. Now I'll go for sketch on this plane. I'll draw a circle. I'll exit. Okay. Now on this bottom, on this XY plane, I'll draw a rectangle. So now we have some reference elements here. If you have reference elements, so you can draw these reference elements now only, or you can draw at the intervention of or at the middle of the command. Now I'll select here multi-section solids. Now you select this section, okay, and this section. Now as a circle, it does not have any control points. As a circle, it does not have any control points. What I'll do, okay, now I'll go for reference points here. I will add some points here. Okay, click here. Now you can specify the distances, how much distances you want to leave, either in a curve length or distance along the directions or distance on a curve. Okay. I'm just showing here. I have got 2 points here. Again, I'll go for another 2 points here. Okay. Now let's go for again select bottom section and this top section. Okay. Now go for preview. So now it is giving some error. Current coupling mode cannot be applied. Change the coupling mode to ratio. Now you go for coupling mode here. You click on ratio. Okay. Then you preview. Okay. Section mode. It has to be turned to the ratios. Then you will get a model here. Okay. Next option is, so now solid of a section along a spine. Okay. Now in this spine, you need to define the path along which you want to protrude or you want to create a model. Okay. So those sections may be of same or maybe of a different. If the sections are different, again you have to go for some coupling options. That is what the creation of ratios or creation of couplings. Okay. I'll go for a simple one here for that spline option. Now I'll take a plane. Okay, I'll just draw one section. I will exit it. Okay. Now I'll go for sketch. Now particularly in this option, that is what multi-section models or multi-section solid using a spline option. That is what a spline option. It has to be done in a such a way that the path as well as the spline should be perpendicular. Path as well as spline should be perpendicular. Okay. Now you got an section here. Now I'll go for sketch. I will select this front. Now I will draw the spline here. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll go for one more plane here. Now I'll go for plane. That is what reference element. Select this as a reference. Okay. Then point you define here. Okay. Now it's taking. I will go for just parallel offset from parallel to the point. Okay. From this point to this point. Let us take an XY that has to be take place. Let us go for some closer look here. Okay. Now this has to be our reference plane. Okay. Now we'll select this one. Okay. So parallel to the point, I'll select it. I'll make this as my point. Right. Now you got a plane, you got a spine, you got a section here. Let us go for drawing section there. I'll go for sketch. I'll select this top. Now make it as a fit. Draw the section. Exit. Now go for multi-section solids. Now select the sections. Okay. Then select sections here. Now closing points are to be same. Now closing points are to be same. You look out. Now we have selected section here, but closing point is here. Let us remove this one. Okay. Again, you click here. Then you select this sketch. Okay. Now closing point here. Section is here. Next, you select one more here. Now closing points are same. Then you preview. Now you got a directly straight here. You got directly straight. Now let us go for spine. You just click here to select this spine. Okay. You just click on spine, select the spine, what you have drawn. Spine means it's just a path. Spine means it's just a path. Now you can just look out here. Now if they have drawn exactly of the same dimensions of rectangle, I think we will get a more idea. Now you have some end options. You can try those end options yourself. You have some end control options. You can try those two ends options yourself. Okay. Next, one more option is there. That is what so solid features with guides. Okay. Solid features with guides means, let us take, you have an ellipse here. Okay. On base also you have an ellipse, but somewhere you need a change in dimensions here. My condition is what? Section 1 is of same shape. Okay. Section 2 is also same shape. Okay. But at middle I want to get a different size here. Shape has to remain the same, but variation is only size. Now in these situations, what you can do, you can draw two sections. That is what, one ellipse here, another one ellipse here. Okay. Then you can provide guides. Okay. Now the thing is that these guides should connect with the section. Here also same, and you need to draw one more guide here. Minimum number of guides you need is a 2. Minimum number of guides are 2. You need 2 guides. Okay. So then only we get the component. Okay. Let us try. Now just look out. Now I'll go for more precise in this case. Okay. I will take a plane reference element. I will select this XY plane. Okay. Now I will offset it to 100 mm distance. Okay. Because for this one you need accurate dimensions. Okay. Now I'll go for sketch here. Now I will select this plane. I'll draw one circle here. Instead of ellipse, I'll go for circle. So now circle radius has to be Let us take a 15 mm. Exit. Okay. Fit. Next. Again, I'll go for sketch. I'll select this top plane. Now I'll draw the circle here of say 15 mm. Okay. Now I'll exit here. Perfect. Now you need to draw the guides here. Now guides has to be drawn in a separate sketch, not in a single sketch. Okay. If you have a 3 guides, you need to draw 3 sketches. If you have a 2 guides, you need to draw 2 sketches. You can select the same plane. There is no any change. Okay. Now let us try. I'll go for sketch here. Okay. I will select front plane. Now I'll draw profile here. Okay. I'll draw profile. Oh, let us place dimensions. It's taking okay. Let us try. One sketch is over, one guide is over. I'll go for again sketch. I'll select this front plane. Okay. Now I'll draw again profile here. I'll go for multi-section. Okay. Now I'll select this is my first plane. Sorry, first section. This is second section. Okay. Now I'll click on guides here. I'll select this is my first guide. Okay. And this is my second guide. Preview. So it is giving some error. So guide does not intersect one profile or section. That means the connection is not there. Section has to make a contact. If you have a 0.001 mm contact, you won't get the profiles. Now it is giving error on this side. Let us check. Now I'll go for sketch again. Select here front plane. Okay. So now I'll draw profile. So at 100 minus 15. Sorry, minus 15, right? Now connection has to be minus 15, 0. Okay. I think this is clear how we can use multi-section models. We need to do more practice on this multi-section models. So then only it is familiar with you. Shall I stop?